These politicians from across Germany were invited to Berlin by President Frank-Walter Steinmeier, united by a particular cause. They've all experienced severe hostility. Some have even received death threats.
I received anonymous letters saying I should die a miserable death sooner rather than later because, after all, no one would miss me. There was a nail in one of my car's tires, and I was driving down the Autobahn. It was clear the nail had been put there intentionally. My car was also smeared with excrement.
Politician Walter Lübcke had also received explicit death threats before a right-wing extremist allegedly shot him dead at close range in front of his home. Lübcke had become a hate figure on the far right because he stood up for refugees. Hatred of refugees and of those who support them, the rallying cry at so-called white power music or Reichsrock concerts, like this one in the town of Thema. White power music is the gateway for many into the neo-Nazi scene. The concerts also earn money to help pay the legal costs of neo-Nazis facing criminal charges. Experts are convinced that right-wing networks are formed here.
The networks are dangerous because they attack, injure and kill people, as with Walter Lübcke. They're also dangerous because they create a sense of being threatened in which people no longer feel safe doing their jobs or voicing their opinions.
Lawyer Mehmet Daimagula represented victims in the trial of members of the right-wing terror network, the National Socialist Underground, or NSU. For years, Beate Zschäpe and 2 accomplices played active roles in the NSU, killing 10 people, almost all of them migrants. But to this day, it's not clear how big the NSU actually was. Although Zschäpe was convicted, much of what went on in the shadows still hasn't come to light.
The NSU was not and is not just a trio, it's part of a network. Most members of this network are at large, and they're a threat to many people.
The militant right-wing extremist network Combat 18, the number 18 stands for the first and 8th letters of the alphabet and the initials of Adolf Hitler. Combat 18 has carried out attacks in Greece and the UK. Germany's Interior Minister says more needs to be done to tackle the problem. And he's looking into banning the group.
We believe there are as many as 12,700 violent right-wing extremists. These figures are especially alarming, considering the great affinity for weapons that the right-wing extremist scene has.
The far-right Nordkreuz, or Northern Cross Network, compiled a list of political opponents and even planned to kill them. While most of those targeted are unaware, those politicians invited by President Steinmeier at least had an inkling. For a long time, many didn't talk about the hostility they faced, and they often weren't taken seriously when they did.
Above all else, we need an awareness throughout society that these are not just attacks on individuals, but that the roots of democracy are under attack.
Germany's head of state may be focused on the issue, but his position is largely symbolic. Ultimately, only the government can take action.